Guys, this is Joe Hammel with the Fire Relay Team, and in today's video, I wanted to go through the stats. You'll see them in the newsletter every month, and as a team, we talk through these. But I thought it would be kind of cool to actually narrate going through them, so you could kind of hear and see the thought process, and I don't know, might give you some more insight. So this is InfoSparks, which is just stats generated through our MLS. Our MLS is all of Michigan. The heaviest concentration of data is in Metro Detroit, so it tends to be pretty applicable. So starting with sales price, median average. Typically, I look at median. Average can get skewed, with high and low outliers more easily than median can. So sticking to median, I'm going to switch. This is a rolling 12 months average, or over 3 years. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to look at 10 years, and then I'm going to go to monthly. So this is where we get our actually curves of peak season versus slower season. So if you look at this, April, we're up 8.3% April 2024 over April 2023. If we go to April 23, 240,000 median sales price versus April 24, 260. So the market's still screaming. I mean, you've got lack of supply, high demand, and it's overbearing the high interest rates. It's just not curbing the prices all that much. So definitely not expecting a crash. And as we look at some of the later data, you'll kind of see some more insight on that. Let's look at new listings. So this is kind of where we're feeling the pain of lack of supply. It's one of the places we're feeling the pain is if we look at April 2024, we had 13,000 new homes hit the market for sale, which is an improvement over last April. We're up 13%. Last April, we were very low, 12,000. However, if you look back, if we go back to max and we pick any of these Aprils, except for 2020, if we go to April 2019, we had 18,000 new listings hit the market versus 13,000. Just another random one. 2017, 17,000. 2014, 20,000. So we're used to getting between 15 and 20,000. You go back to even 2004, 26,000. This was 4 years before 2008. So just 2004, 26,000 new houses to the market. So we're just at this crazy low new homes hitting the market. And I'm going to touch on this briefly. One of the biggest reasons is this 2008 crash. You've probably heard someone say this before. It put a lot of builders out of business because the market crashed. It put a ton of builders out of business. So we need, and there's data on this. I'm not going to pull it all up now. It's like, say it's 1.2 million new builds every year to keep up with. This is in the nation, to keep up with population growth and homes basically disappearing because they fall apart or whatever. We need 1.2. After this crash, we were getting, 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 new homes hitting the market for a decade. We were so this entire decade after 2008, we were just slowly creeping down. You'll see, sales price creeping up. The next one, I'll jump ahead. Homes for sale just keeps dropping down, and that's largely because the new builds weren't keeping up. So even right now, the data is still that we're not building fast enough to keep up, let alone catch up. Say we need that 1.2 on average over the last 50 years. Well, we need 1.2 and we're building maybe 1 million. So we're actually still making the problem worse. We need to get up to be where we're building 1.5 million for a decade to kind of actually reverse this problem. Is one of the big variables of what's making this market so difficult to crash. Is it's so out of whack with how little supply versus how much demand. So. And then jumping ahead here, the homes for sale. You see 2008 peaked when everyone, lost all their, put their houses on the market, couldn't sell them. And we're sitting at pretty much an all-time low here. We have 16,000 houses. Now, again, a little better than last April. Last April was 15,000, 16,000 now. So that's good, right? That's a little bit of relief in this difficult market. But you can see, let's say this is normal right here, 60,000, 50,000, 40, 50,000. We're so far from normal being at 16,000 versus, normal of 40, 50,000. So again, that problem is we need a lot of new builds hitting the market, and then just an overall faster turnover of properties where this new listings number gets back up to 20,000 houses instead of sitting down here at 13,000. Which, I mean, again, pretty common knowledge that interest rates being, people got spoiled on some low interest rates, so now a lot of people are locked in at 2.5, 3, 4, 5 even, and they don't want to sell and buy at a higher interest rate and a higher price. Pending sales, this one's, I mean, you can kind of get a feel for the market because of how much you can only pend what you have available. It's going to fluctuate a lot with the new listings. So I don't put a ton of emphasis on this chart. You can see 2020, April 2020, during COVID, there was hardly anything went pending because the market basically got shut down. So you can see where and then right after COVID got opened back up, a ton of stuff went pending. So, and the data's accurate. Closed sales, you can look at if there's, just how many real estate transactions there are, and we're low. I mean, we're at a low number of transactions because of our low supply. So there's less transactions happening, making there less viable houses, for people to buy. Days on market, same thing. So days on market is the number of days from listed to days on market is listed to pending. So the average. So the average being 35, that's pretty relatively low. A little bit longer than like hot COVID 2021, 2022 timeframe. But still, I mean, you look at anywhere else in history, normal is 80, 70, maybe 60, or half of what's normal. It's why houses are still flying off the market. So again, high demand, you're going to have that. Month supply, I really watch this chart. I think this is a great data point. You'll see that in the newsletter every month. But month supply is the relationship between how many houses are coming to market and how fast they're getting pended off the market. So the month supply is also, so let me try to explain this more. If today no new houses were put on the market for the next year, like you couldn't sell a house, and they're sitting out there, we know that homes for sale, we know that there's 16,000 houses for sale right now. Well, all 16,000 would get bought up in 1.9 months. So 1.9 months, all 16,000 houses will be gone. That's what this relationship. So it's a relationship between, if there's a ton of new listings, this ratio will go up. If there are the market gets really, really hot and a ton of buyers, this will go down. And then if you have few listings and a lot of buyers, this is going to go down really fast. And if you have a ton of listings and few buyers, this number is going to go way up. So 2008, bad market, the market screams. So days, it would have taken 20 months to sell all of the houses that were on the market at that time because they were selling slow and there was a lot of them hitting the market. So this is your relationship of, is it a seller's or a buyer market? If this was low, it's a seller's market. If this is high, it's a buyer's market. And so you can see we just, during that whole decade of losing supply and demand coming back, this just kept dropping, really, really low in 2021. One of the craziest markets ever. And now it's like, I mean, you can maybe call that recovering, kind of stabilizing, but it's, once you get here, really the only direction is up. Right, so we're stabilizing, but it's staying so tough because of how low this number is. So if this keeps creeping up, I mean, we want it more up here. It's just a more balanced market. I think it's like 6 months is a balanced market, and we're at 1.9. So it's a tough seller's market right now. So percent of list price. So if it's listed for 100,000 and sells for 100,000, at 100%. Keeping in mind, you got quite a few that sell for 105% and some that sell for 95%. This also is affected by the listing price. So you might have January 2023, that market we're still appreciating. You just have maybe some overzealous sellers, overzealous listing agents who list too high, and it brings down the sale price of relationship to listing price. So again, that one has two variables that you got to factor in. Again, more normal, 97, 98% is kind of normal. Again, when the market's appreciating, you're probably going to see, it's appreciating as fast as it is, you're probably going to see that 100%. Price per square foot, cool number to have. It's just going to match your sales price median and stuff. It's just, it doesn't do you a ton unless you look at your micro market that you're in specifically, but you can just see it screaming pretty good. Dollar volume, this is just how much the volume of if you added up every sale in the market. So it used to be 2 billion, went down pretty low to 1 billion. Now it's just working its way up. It peaked in that, over almost 4 billion. You probably hit it here. Yeah, 4 billion June 2022. And now we're down a little bit. Prices are up over 2022. It's just that there's even less transactions happening over 2022. So got two variables there. Shows depending. This means the average number of showings to get a house under contract. We're at 14. So again, this is two. A lot of these have two variables that are kind of conflicting. That can mean 14 showings. It means that you're getting a lot of showings, right? 19, 20 showings, and then it's going pending. 2008, you're not getting a lot of showings. It could also mean that the house is going pending before too many people even get in there. So it's something to look at, but I don't put a ton in there. That shows depending, shows the listing here is just the total number of showings again. That doesn't even really make sense. Why is there's 9 shows per listing. Showings pending is higher. I don't know. I literally never look at those two. So hopefully the rest of these, sales price, new listings, homes for sale, month supply, percent of list price a little bit. Those are the main ones I'm looking at. And this is why we're feeling the pain right now. So I personally, I bought an average of 5, maybe 6 houses for the last 5 years. And it's because just staring at this data, I'm like, anybody could be wrong. COVID could have taken a different turn, and it can still go into recession, and something can happen with the money supply. Those things can always happen. But when you look at this right here and just see, man, the market just goes. Like, even if there's a little bit of a dip, it's going to recover. I can't not dollar cost average, which just consistently buy real estate. And it's going to go up and down, but in 10 years, I'm going to be up. 20 years, I'm for sure going to be up a lot. So this is that data. Hopefully that helps.